Tonight I'm gonna mess around, have some fun. I gotta come up with some view times on Rumble, so I figured I would uh, just put something together to just kind of like hang out, and do something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do and get some work done on Blender that I need done. Figured I'd let you guys watch, see what you think. Um, Plus, it gives me a chance to test out Blender when it comes to screen capture. I've been playing around with it for a little while. OBS, what I have a real issue with is up here on the top when I want to open a file or something like that. It doesn't show the drop down or any pop ups when it comes to doing that. So I figured maybe this would be a good time to kind of test out Rumble Studios when it comes to screen sharing the Blender and see what it does. I've got Mr. Robot bombarding me with music on Element too, so you might hear that. I'm not sure if you do or not, but with that being said, I just wanted to do this, play around. Now, what I've got to do is I've got to create a frog for Mr. Mark Watashik. And I've got a scene already set up for him right here. This is the basic setup right here that I have going on. It's not really um, the best there. You know what I mean? Well, actually, it's not even what I had originally. It was part of the. It was the scene, but I need to set up a new scene. Call it video editing so that I can use it for video editing as well. I figured he was disgusted by the last one I did for him, so he'd never asked me to do another thing again, but apparently I didn't screw it up good enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to do a new one because I could duplicate that, but that's not really what he's looking for. So um, first thing I want to do is get my view aligned. So align view. Actually, let me come in here, tap 3, and what that does straightens out the view there. Then I align the camera to, well, I don't have a camera, so add a camera. Then I come in here and I line camera to view, line active camera to selected. Now I'm gonna make sure that the camera's not able to freaking move uh, for now. I'll have to actually use it later, but camera to view, yeah. So that's what I want to do first. I want to get that to where it is straight, but I don't want it on the center right there, the cursor. That is not good. So there we go. Hit 7, go top view, and make sure that's right. There we go. So I've got that. Now what I need to add the reference photo so that I reference in image, and that is in my working with audio file, I believe. No, Blender projects. I always have my filing system, so I always get criticized by certain individuals that I don't want to mention at the moment, but about having them. But I couldn't survive without having my own filing system. I'm sorry, but like everybody depends too much on the internet and not enough on their computers. That's just my opinion. Okay, Blender projects. That's in saved pictures. And is that showing it? Okay, cool. So I guess it isn't showing the pop up. Um, Going to Dragus production and got to pull that frog out. Wow, that's a huge freaking frog, man. I'm gonna have to turn it. I cannot believe how freaking huge that photo is. Rotate 90 degrees. Oh my god. And rotate on the Y 90 degrees. Okay. Um, I'm going to have to see what's going on there. Oh, okay. So it's not showing up because I get it. That kind of flipped me out, but that's the render view, and this is what I see with the render view. But yeah, man, that is a freaking huge picture. You should have. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but that was freaking insane. I'm gonna have to step outside of the camera so that I can kind of get a better perspective on what it is I'm doing here because that is insane. Scale it on the Y again. Now that is the frog I've got to create. So first I'm gonna work on that freaking eye. Well, I don't know. Huh. And the body is so weird. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a really, really weird freaking body. The way it's set up. I can do the mouth. That's no problem. Stuff like that. But I don't think I'm gonna be able to use freaking object. I'm not gonna be able to add something and then mold it into play a mesh. Um, I could add circles maybe for the eyes and then kind of deform them. A torus or a circle. Let's rotate that. Now go into edit mode, hit this and then this. Maybe. Whew. Do not know. Yeah. Now see right here, I can go and I can mold around the eyeball right there. So that for sets up for a good eyeball right there. Now let me see if that is coming through to where you guys can see that, because that is actually pretty cool. This might turn out to be a lot better than what I thought it would be, to be honest. The only issue I have is this is a really, really freaking goofy freaking frog. It really is. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong, but like, oh my god. Okay, so it seems as though everything on the stream's coming through. You guys, yeah, but yeah, that is freaking weird. I gotta go and tell. Okay, so let me get back to all of this. I'm gonna have to pull out on the camera. Well, that's not it. And now I'm gonna take this circle and I'm gonna name it eyeball. What it would be the left eye. Left eye. And then I could probably duplicate that too and make it the right eyeball. Hmm. Yeah. Yep. But also, I'm going to definitely have to take the empty and move it back, because I'm going. Oh no, actually take it out of edit mode. That's what I need to do. There we go. Yeah, and the picture is going to have to be stretched out again too, to make it, because it's all got to be according to specifications on how it was originally. Yeah, I'm gonna have to separate this part. Hit tab, come here, split, no, separate by selection. Bam. So there we go. Um, Now I have this one. I can come up here, change it to right eye. So there we go. Um, go back into tough call. It would be right around there. Yeah, there we go. And then take this one. I'm going to have to move that back a little bit so that I know just the right eye. Hmm, I don't know. No, that's not good. Hmm, there you go. So now we got the VAD. Hmm, okay. That's going to be freaking nuts. This one actually will match up better than what this one is going to be honest. Um, because I'm gonna have to come in here and just trace this out. Now I could probably drop this down some that way. Yeah, because this one can go down too, kind of set up a little better at that point, and then bring this one straight down. All right. Yeah, there we go. Mm-hmm. Hmm. This starts getting all freaky deaky. Yeah. Let me start that one over. Let me bring that over like that again, like I had been doing. Just to kind of give it the form. Because I want it to line up with that eyeball. This is going to be a lot of topography, basically. Which, don't get me wrong, I mean, I'm cool with topography. I love doing this stuff. When I learned about this, I mean, this kind of blew my mind. At first, it was exhausting, which, don't get me wrong, it is, because you got to learn more about your um, keyboard and the functions. And when I first started out, I just did not want to do that. You know what I mean? So it was more of an aggravation than it was anything else. But as time got on, going better or going on, I got a little bit better at doing this stuff. So it didn't really bug me as much after a while. So, and I'm going to have to puff that out too, kind of give it a. I probably could have done this with a donut, or not a donut, but a torus, which is a donut. Hmm. So what I'm going to have to do here is go straight up, go here, split. Hopefully I can split that. Nope, can't do that. Hmm. Oh, subdivide. There we go. That's what I do. Hit subdivide, not split. Bam. No, I don't like that. Yeah. Step outside of here and look too, make sure I ain't messing up too much. And see, like right there on that eyeball, I'm not going to have very much of an issue because that is pretty much me working on what I want to in this area down here. The only area that I'd have to worry about is up here in this area and then moving back. You see what I mean? So it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But this particularly needs to be worked at. I've got to make sure that all of this is set up good. Let's see right there. Almost messed up. That's the eyeball or the outer part of the eyeball. And to be honest, too, the up and sideways thing is more of a it's more of a way of keeping the pixels a little bit separated. You know what I'm saying? Now subdivide there and see if it works. There we go. Mm-mm. Nope. Oh shit, that's not even connected. So yeah, so that is what's coming out of it. And I will go through that and have it set it up or set it up looking good and get it going. And like I said, it's just basically doing that. It's topography, basically. Um, this is the weirdest freaking thing I've done so far, to be honest with you. This is this is a weird frog. Apparently, John Galt from Censorship Sucks loves this frog, dude. So I'm gonna try to make it to where it's as precise as I can make it. Now, if Mark has different pictures from different angles for that eyeball, I could probably fine tune that outside part right there, and get it going. But that's basically how it's done. I'm gonna keep doing it. Don't worry about that right now. So I'm not like backing off of it. I gotta find the edges and then define where they're at so that I can be as precise as I can. If that makes any sense. Like right there, that little piece. I'm guessing that might be a mess up. I'm not positive, but maybe it's not really a mess up, but like it's an artistic, something artistic. Difference between artistic and graphics is that there's lines that sometimes disappear, which shows originality, which is something I love about it. So, ain't no bitching going on here. There you go. That's beautiful. It's a beautiful eyeball, dude. A beautiful frog eyeball. What do you guys think? Think that's a beautiful frog eyeball? I love it. I love it, dude. Look at that frog eyeball. Now, let's go into mode. So I've got that. Now he needs an eyeball to go inside of there. Um, let's see. A. I'm gonna add a UV spear. Shrink that bad boy down and move it up. Come out of there. Yeah, now that has to probably go back. Yeah, I don't want all of his eyeballs sticking out. You know what I mean? So, because from the picture and the way it looks, his eyeball is just barely sticking out of there. It's not like bulging out. You know what I mean? So let me kind of get a bird's eye view here. All right. So that's not going to help. I keep forgetting which number on the numpad this is actually a part of. I know that sounds bad, but whatever. I don't care. Kiss my ass. Alright, so maybe right there. Shrink it down. Bring it there. Hmm. This is going to be interesting. That's fine. That is going to have to be taken care of down there because that's just too freaking opened up. Let me look at this. There we go. There we go. Oh, yeah, dude. Phew. The only problem is I'm gonna. Well, no, not really. I can put another one right there in the dead center and make it black, and that can be the freaking pupil. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Okay, let me see how much time I've actually got on here, and I've got like 40 minutes. I'm gonna put some music on, go and get me some coffee, smoke a cigarette, and I will be back. Um, I hope you guys are enjoying this. I figured I would just put this together and, you know, spend some time on here and see what I can do. You know what I mean? So, freaking Mr. Robot said if I want to do non royalty free music, he's got plenty of it. But I like the AI stuff better, to be honest with you. Um, it's just, for me personally, I don't trust royalty free anymore. I used to do it back in the past, and eventually it came back to bite me later on. So, I mean, I don't. I do not trust it. Just that's basically it. Um, Now he did send me some new music to put up on here, and I can have that going. What I'm going to do right now is take a quick break, and I will be right back. So I'm going to go ahead and put my music on and mute out. And I keep forgetting to put my little avatar on there. I know I'm supposed to be doing that too, but I keep forgetting to do it. 45 minutes in and I already forgot. So let me get this going. Be right back.
Awakening from an epic dream, awakening from the long dark night. Awakening from history, awakening from duality. The liberation of the human soul to consciousness of the one and all. The activation of the sacred plan, the birthing of a new man, a new man. When the light within is revealed, all the pain and suffering shall be healed, and the truth of love is our destiny, living on the earth in peace and harmony. Awakening to new perceptions, awakening to the joy of life. Awakening to a new dimension, awakening to a paradise. The illusion of separation disappearing into unity, into the source of a high vibration, into the wonder of a mystery, a mystery. When the light within is revealed, all the pain and suffering shall be healed, and the truth of love is our destiny, living on the earth in peace and harmony. Theophilus Thistler, the thistle sifter, is sifting a sieve full of unsifted thistles. Thrust 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb. 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb. 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb. Theophilus Thistler, the thistle sifter, is sifting a sieve full of unsifted thistles. Thrust 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb. 3,000 thistles. Mr. Robot rolled around and rolled round, and if Mr. Robot rolled around and rolled round, where is the round roll? Mr. Robot rolled round. Where is the round roll? Mr. Robot rolled round. Mr. Robot rolled round. Mr. Robot rolled round. And if Mr. Robot rolled and rolled round, and if Mr. Robot rolled around and rolled round, where is the round roll? Mr. Robot rolled round. Here is an exercise demonstrating the union of in at the end of words, dividing and gliding and sliding and falling and brawling and sprawling and driving and driving and striving, dividing and gliding and sliding and falling and brawling and sprawling and driving and driving and driving. Theophilus Thistler, the thistle sifter, is sifting a sieve full of unsifted thistles. Plus 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb. 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb. 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb. Theophilus sieve full of unsifted thistles, plus 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb. 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb. Theophilus Thistler, this'll sift.
Once the gods carved earth like a cosmic chessboard, Poseidon claimed Atlantis, his star-born accord. 10 twin suns, throne of Tridents waves at his command. Empire stretched from Baalbic stones to Mayan sand. Monoliths stacked like Legos blocks no grain could lift. Sonic levitation, gods don't need pulleys or grit. Athena taught Athens, Hephaestus forged veins of gold, but Atlantis spires pierced heaven, stories untold. Ages of virtue, divine blood pure in the veins. No egregious geodesic temples where starlight reigns, but mortality crept in, diluted the grace. Go turn to rust, hubris eclipsed the god fast.
Of Atlantis, drowned in the deep. Poseidon's lost kingdom, where titans still sleep. From Giza to Tiwanaku, the coalition all as above, so below. Cosmic empire of modern princes of plasma, their thrones now debris. Echoes of Atlantis, where gods walked the sea.
Watch the fall, saw vice crack the divine. Pyramids hummed warnings, but they ignored the signs. Sky split with fury, tsunami swallowed their pride. Atlantis sang screaming, but blueprints survived. Baalbec's foundation, stones that defy modern math. 1,000-ton puzzle, gravity's aftermath. Scholars still baffled how they align the stars. They rode cosmic currents, breaching space-time's bars. Now divers chase shadows where crystal cities gleamed. AI scans the ocean, but truth a half-dream. Dream free misses whisper maps in their lodges of lore. Plato's Critias, a metaphor or a war.
Echoes of Atlantis, drowned in the deep. Poseidon's lost kingdom, where titans still sleep. From Giza to Tiwanaku, the co-tension all as above, so below. Cosmic empire of law, 10 princes of plasma, their thrones now debris. Echoes of Atlantis, where gods walk the sea.
They say Poseidon's seed still flows in our veins. In every megalith, every grid that restrains. The Dogon chart Sirius, temples guard the flame. But Atlantis tech, it's encoded in our DNA's frame. Zeus's verdict was fire, a flood and ice. Yet the Sphinx still stares, whispering sacrifice. Mortal minds crave power, but miss the design. True kings rule through resonance, not bloodline. Now decode the ruins, their psalms etched in stone. A star-born king's empire, now dust and bone. The hall of records buried neath Giza's cold gaze holds anti-gravity schematics from pre-flood days. Crystal engines hummed, organ fueled their might, till pride turned their frequencies dissonant blight. The Anunnaki fled, Mars colonies crumbled. Leviathan's bones and the Mariana rumbled. But Poseidon's ghost rides the Bermuda's mist. Evolve past the greed or drown in the abyss. Tsunamis taller than gods crack continents like eggs. Jungles of Egypt drowned, turned to sand in Poseidon's regret. Mammals shrunk to lapdogs, skies choked by volcanic breath. Waves circled the globe thrice, 3 funerals for death. Up Nepistim, rode the arc of frequencies, not wood. Up tetrahedron ziggurat where anti-grav pulses stood. While Atlantis sank, he spliced DNA and quantum seeds, stashed them in Göbekli's veins and Indus Valley reeds. Volcanic winter's curse, Zeus hit the reset, scorched the grids, erased the moon-ringed internet. Noah's not a shepherd, he's a star-born archivist, cracking hermetic scrolls in caves where mushrooms twist. The survivors crawl from mud with amnesiac eyes, built new gods from scrap metal and fallen skies. Now desert bones whisper where cedars once soared. Man's just a ghost in Atlantis' holographic horde. Blood wasn't water, it was math. A codex purge, Enoch's nightmares digitized in the cosmic surge. As above, so below, the blueprint stays true. Rise from the ashes or drown in what's new. The flood wasn't water, it was math. A codex purge, Enoch's nightmares digitized in the cosmic surge. As above, so below, the blueprint stays true. Rise from the ashes or drown in what's you. Echoes of Atlantis drowned in the deep, the deep. Poseidon's lost kingdom, where titans still sleep. their thrones now debris. Echoes of Atlantis, where gods walk the sea. So when you see Stonehenge, Angkor Wat spire, know Atlantis lives in the quantum choir. The gods were myths, their mentors in code. Rise from the ashes, or repeat what they owe. They built the pyramids in 20 years, a block every 2 minutes. Hieroglyphs scream their pride, but not a how and what's written. Modern science scratches heads, these structures can't be mimicked. Copper tools, now scholars tripping, logic thinly stretched and twisted. Ran an obelisk, 1,000 tons dragged across the sand. Today's cranes can't lift a fifth, what force moved them by hand? Call the ancients primitive, yo, that's pure delusion. Physicists today need miracles to crack their fusion. The high priest of Kemet mapped the stars with precision, while modern minds stay chained to 3D prison. Land of the lost, esoteric Egypt, hidden with an allegorical crypt. Written in the language of symbolism, advanced knowledge cloaked in simple living. Secrets that rewrite history's episode. As above, so below, the hermetic code. Key of life unlocks the heavenly abode. Conscious matrix, alchemic pyramid ode. The Sphinx wears water scars, a flood from ancient skies. Explosives crack the pyramids, no tombs, just hollow lies. Mummies stolen? Nah, that's ego talk, a weak hypothesis. Truths buried in the stars, encrypted in the myths. Sacred geometry, pagan songs, the roots of Christendom. Pythagoras knelt at their feet, Jesus learned the kingdom. Temples mirror Orion, Aztecs trace the same glow. Megalithic GPS, what's buried below. They split the lotus stem, hid wisdom at the core. Solomon's temple, just a copy of what came before. Land of the lost, esoteric Egypt, hidden wisdom, allegorical crypts. Written in the language of symbolism, advanced knowledge cloaked in simple living. Secrets that rewrite history's episode. As above, so below, the hermetic code. Key of life unlocks the heavenly abode. Conscious matrix, alchemy pyramid ode. Iron to gold, alchemy's flame, they mastered the unseen. Telekinetic levitation, Mars dust in their genes. Critics laugh, aliens but the proof's in the plasma. Why is the Dogon tribe no serious? Was a binary drama. Myths and metaphors, the truth's too bright to hold. Scattered in ruins worldwide, a map etched in gold. They call themselves Negeru, gods with cosmic ships. Gifted fire, math and law, then dipped beyond the eclipse. Now academia's gatekeepers mock what they can't measure. The scales of Ma'at weigh soul, not tech or treasure. Reset Tepe dawn when gods walked as king. Left blueprints in Göbekli Tepe and the Nazca line. The Emerald Tablets truth burns through the scholar's denial. We're echoes of starlight reclaiming our trial.
When you stare at the sky, feel the ache in your chest. That's ancestral memory. We're all cosmic guests. The pyramids home a hymn, rising cold and divine. As above, so below, till the world's realigned.
Land of the lost, esoteric Egypt, the truth's a spiral, eternity script. In a language of symbolism, we're the gods we've been missing.
Alright, I am back, so let's get on with this. It's time for me to continue with the eyeball. Let's see here. Make sure that I'm seeing what I need to see. See right there? Did not catch that. That would have been a mistake if I did not see that. So let me come up to the above view. That's not even a good way of doing it. Yeah. That is going to cause some issues. So that needs to really come up by itself. Let me see here. This might actually help me fill the eyeball out to kind of give it a surface. So I'm not quite sure yet. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Okay, put that back. This is definitely interesting. This whole content, or this whole concept right here, is just really. Shaping that eyeball. That is going to be interesting. So I come in here, subdivide, bam, right there. Whew. Wow. Interesting. Very, very freaking interesting. Redo that. Hmm. Man. Now, also understand too, while I'm doing this, okay, I'm not trying to keep the the structure of the oval. Okay, what I'm trying to do is kind of um, give it a structure that's not. It's not synthetic, I guess you could call it. I'm guessing this one is probably the best one for that. And this back part back behind the eyeball is most likely not going to be there. I would like this to be smooth, but going according to the the photo, it's not going to happen. You see what I mean? But we are getting a freaking eyeball, man. We're getting an eyeball. Now that most definitely will not match up with what's on the other side. So don't even think that. But I can duplicate it and shape that one according to that eyeball once I'm done with this one. So it's getting there. there. Man. Okay, so let's see what kind of craziness I can do here. Wow. I hit that one at the wrong angle. Hmm. Okay. So subdivide that. subdivide this. Close that gap up. Oh shit. That wasn't cool. As you can tell, I am not a true freaking Blender tutorial guy. I am just a real stupid dude who likes to play with Blender, and I say cuss words on here. So nobody is ever going to want to sponsor a dude like me when it comes to making Blender videos. It just will not happen. And don't mistake what I say there. There's a lot of really, really cool dudes on YouTube that have done Blender tutorials, so I'm not taking pot shots at them. Just so I can set that clear. I take pot shots at a lot of people, but never Blender tutorial people. However, it would be best to say, or to call, whatever the best term for them would be, Blender tutorial people. Okay. Come through here. Get rid of that. Delete vertices. Go back to here, see what damage I've done. do that by doing Control Z. That's probably the best freaking tool on. Oh shit. That's probably. I keep hitting H, which is hide. That's probably the best freaking tool on Blender, by the way, is Control Z. And nobody ever mentions it. It's if you make a mistake, hit Control Z. It's called freaking undo. So it has been a lifesaver for me time and time again, and there is nothing to be ashamed of by undoing a mistake. I think that's why most people don't say it. You know what I mean? It's like an X is for deleting. All right. So I've got the eyeball started. Got to get those edges straightened out a little bit, but it's looking pretty good from my point of view. I could be wrong though, because I generally am wrong. I got to work on this right here, and then start on that other eyeball. The body is it's going to be strange because that's going to be all warped and fucked up. So Let me see. Let's see what we got here. Alright. So far, that's what we got. And I don't even know. Oh, I'm at an hour and 30 minutes, dude. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool altogether, man. Yeah, I wish I could do better at doing some kind of tutorial thing or not, but I'm not really good at all that. Um, but I figured I could go through and kind of show you the stuff I do with freaking Blender and the things I have been getting involved in. So I hope I hope you guys enjoy this so far, and going through making sure see if anybody's actually saying anything. I don't want to be a dick, not not talk. And like I said, I'm not a tutorial kind of guy. You know what I mean? I'm hanging out tonight. Decided I would uh, freaking do my Blender project and stream it. You know. So let me see what that looks like. Yeah, there we go. Now I've got to work on that little section right there too. I just saw that. And those. Directional button is actually really useful for stuff like this too. Just so you guys know, instead of moving it with the mouse, which is easier, sometimes if you want precision, it's always cool to use your direction to kind of get it evened up a little bit better. Gets it a little bit more precise. And I'm not really super precise either, by the way. there are tons of people who do this that are amazingly precise, but I am not really one of them. I really wish I had the patience for it, but I don't. So, I mean, right there. There we go. There we go. Let me see what happens when I shade. Yeah, there we go. That actually shades smooth a lot better than I thought it would. Yeah, that really did. Whew. Wow. Cool. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I could duplicate that and delete the other one on the other side, but I would still have to go through and kind of angle it up and get it looking nice and stuff like that too. Um, I don't know. That's one eyeball. Let me see what I've got for shading on this one. If I've got green or some shit, you know what I mean? Go to my shading. Um, that's not what I want. Okay. That's blue. Maybe? Don't know. Let me see real quick. A little too blue. A little too green. That's way, way more too green. So, no. There we go. Hmm. Maybe. Maybe. No, that was actually wrong. Let's go ahead and take that off there. Um, that would be the sphere. What the heck? No, not the freaking. That's not the freaking eye, dude. So yeah, I guess it is the right eye. What? Oh wow, man, I am okay. It doesn't matter because both of them are supposed to be the same color anyhow. Now let's see what we got here. Just going to black. I'll do that for now. Orange. No, actually, that's not really cool. Verona, need to come down here. Hmm. Principal BDS. Um, let's thin film. See, they've changed all this stuff around. Okay, so I need Verona. Shift A. A Verona texture is what I need right here. Um, and then I believe I need to put that in normal. Something is not right. Okay. I'll probably. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. I could put a color ramp in there too, I believe. Let me see real quick. Drop a color ramp in between. What about B spline? Let's see if that works. Mhm. Yeah, cardinal? Maybe. No. Actually, clockwise. What would that do? That needs to be more of a red. No, it's not really doing what I want it to do. No. No. Just not gonna do it. Yeah, there we go. Put this into 40. Maybe Manhattan. That's actually a lot better right there. Maybe. Mm-hmm. Maybe. Yeah. And then I have to put that black spot in there too for the eyeball, so the little teardrop kind of thing. So that will be it. And then I notice like right there, I'm gonna have to tighten that or bring that out a little bit maybe. So I don't know. It's just the beginning. You know what I mean? I'm not. There's nothing set in stone on it, and I'm not quite sure why it's not showing up. Maybe if I put a light in there, add a light and see what happens. But yeah, there we go. So it needs light to be put on there so that it can be seen. And I'm gonna lift that up, get it out of the photo, bring it up to about 5. There we go. There we go. All right. I like doing that. That's cool as hell, dude. I don't care what anybody says. That is That's what it's all about for me. I love doing this. And by the way, it looks no comments, so I was able to get 2 hours of work done on here. I actually got my freaking avatar on there now. It's 1:30 in the morning. It was either do this or play video games, and I'm like, man, I've been telling freaking Mark that I'm going to get started on this for like 2 weeks now, and I just now started on the new project that he wants me to do. Um, I like it. And like I said, this is going to be interesting too because I gotta create that deformed little shitty freaking body right there. That is going to be weird, which I'm okay with because I'm sick and tired of trying to model freaking human bodies and human heads. So this is going to actually be fun for me. So I'm not going to be able to guarantee that that sucker can move, but it'll be modeled. You know what I mean? Don't expect it to be any kind of moving animation because that's another story altogether. Interesting. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it's not much for freaking excitement or anything of that nature, but it's what I like to do. I wanted to get on here and maybe share it, let you guys see some of the work that I've been doing. Hope you enjoyed. If you guys do enjoy this, then like, subscribe, share, make comments. Feel free to make comments. I love them. So, noticed Kick actually has 3D modeling for a freaking category. That's cool. Kudos. Um, Remember to support your Blender freaking tutorials. Go on YouTube when you watch them and tell those guys how much you enjoy it because they're very, very underappreciated when it comes to YouTube. So um, just remember that when you go in and watch some of their cool stuff. Um, like, subscribe, share, make comments, give some feedback, and I will talk to you later. Thanks, guys, for watching. Appreciate it.